Hello. Okay, so you can see me now. Okay, we are just gonna get going straight into the new assignment 4, recipe book. It's harder than I thought it was gonna be, but it's okay. We got through it. Okay, so now we're in a tech team. As you can tell by the commands right here, I've already compiled everything, linked everything. So what I have to do is just go let me recipe. Hello. Welcome to your book. Just name the book. We're gonna name it just basic cookbook. What like doing your cookbook. We're gonna add a recipe. So we're just gonna do basic recipe, not crazy steps, just we're gonna do steak, beets, description, um, steak and French fries. Enter sequence number. Sequence number is your step number. Just one. Header. We're gonna start with we'll call it pan. Grab pan and place on stove. Delete those. Yes. Two. Um, cook steak, pull steak out of fridge and put in pan. Oh, three. Oh, three. Um, fries. Put fries in fryer or air fryer, depending on what you like, of course. Add another one. Um, four. Seasoning. Add salt and pepper. Yep, we'll just do the final step for five. Um, plating, take steak out of pan and put on plates, as well with fries from fryer. And boom, done. So now we're not going to do another step here. We are going to make another recipe. This one, we're just going to do, something simple, soup. Description, soup is just a liquid broth with chicken. Grab bowl. Oh, let me actually just make that bowl. Yep. Two. Soup or soup into bowl. Yep. And three. Heat up. Put soup in microwave for 3 minutes. Nope, no more steps. We're gonna add one more recipe just to make another one thing. Okay, so what should we do? What's something fun? Let's go with simple mac and cheese. Actually, we'll keep it to one word, just so you know. Actually, no, we'll do mac and cheese. Um, cheddar, cheese, and macaroni noodles. One, uh, boil, boil 3 cups of water. Yep. Two, noodles, dump noodles into water. Yep. Three, cheese, melt cheese. full, oh, not sequence number, that. Fourth, full, grab, full. And for five here, we're gonna purposely just mess it up because we're gonna change the step later. Header, we're just gonna say something. Description, we're gonna do the same thing. We'll fix that later in the change function. No. So now it brings us back to our menu. We're gonna print, shows you everything. So if we go from here, you can see it starts up from steak frites, shows all the things, goes from soup, then goes to mac and cheese. So here's what we're gonna do. First off, we're gonna change the recipe. What recipe would you like to change? So this one, we're going to do the index. So we're going to change the third recipe. Keep it all the same. Your description, cheddar, cheese, and macaroni noodles. Adding some basic. Let's enter the step number for change. 5. New header. Plate. Dump noodles in bowl after straining and pour cheese on top. All done. Now it's printed again. As you can tell, added that there. We've also, step 5 has changed. So now we're going to go to remove. I'm going to demonstrate. Let's do soup. So we're going to go to soup. Do you want to remove a whole recipe? No, we're not going to remove a whole recipe first. So now we're going to enter a step number. So for soup, there's only 3 steps. So we're just going to do step number 2. Step 2 is removed. Print. And as you can see here, step number 2, which was soup, which was pour soup into the bowl, has now been left. And the new step in step 3 is now moved into step 2. So now we're going to do the same thing, except we're going to do the whole recipe. Remove. Soup. Yes. Soup is removed. Now we're going to print. Now you can see we only have steak frites and mac and cheese. So the whole soup recipe has now been gone. That demonstrates the difference in just removing a step or recipe, so you don't have to do it every time. Now I'm going to go over to this and show you. Sorry. We're going to show you the code. Oh, let me log in. That's fun. I'm gonna have to reload my window too. Oh no, actually gonna work today. Okay. So we're just gonna go basically over to recipebook.h. This is our header file, basic class. Go to iostream and include string. This is our recipe step. We have our operator overloads. We have our getters and setters. We have our default and then parameterized constructors. Same thing. This in the recipe class we've implemented rule of 3 with our deep copy constructor, our destructor, and our operator overload, as well as our default constructor. These are CRUD functions. And then we've also in here done the recipe step array. Same here with the recipe array. Same thing, rule of 3. Just going back with a different thing. And then CRUD functions, and then our that. So now going over here to the CPP file. We're gonna go all the way to top. Sorry, a lot of show today. It's gonna be a long video. Clearsplit.h, operator overload, recipe step default, and then the parameterized constructor, all the getters and setters. Going to the recipe class, second one. Here we've included the title of the recipe and description of the recipe, and then we're gonna for loop for all the steps. Default constructors, parameterized constructor, the copy constructor right here, copying everything into another thing. Destructor, operator overload. And here's our add function. So this is a big add function. So right here, what we've done here is we've made, for when they make a new recipe, it's going to ask for the header and the description. And then it's going to call, as you can see here, it's going to call using our recipe step object, it's going to call the setters for this recipe step class setters, as in the set sequence number, the header of the step, and the description of the step. That's what's calling there. And then this is if it is too big, resize it. Add the size, and then it's going to do a loop. So this is why it asks, do you want to add another step? Then for our change function, same thing, enter this, call the setters. And then here, for the remove, this is the remove for the individual step. That's why it's calling the get sequence number, because we're looking for that. So if it finds the get sequence number, it's going to shift everything. And this is what's shifting right here. And then for the recipe book, final operator overload, just because of title, default, parameterized, copy constructor, destructor, overload, setter, add function. So we're back here. For this one, what we've done here is we're calling b.add, which is going to that recipe class add function, and it's calling that. For every single time we're adding a new recipe, it's just going to call that. And then that, once again, size equals more than capacity, all that. Change function, same thing, what's the new title description? It's calling that. And then this one is calling the change function for the steps. That's how we can actually change the steps. And then for the remove function, same thing. This is checking for the title. That's why when it asks what would you like to remove, we can just enter the title name instead of having to search for what number it is. We can just enter the title name, and boom, it's going to find it. And then this is where it's asking, do you want to remove the whole recipe? So if we do yes, it's just going to take out the entire recipe. But if we don't want to remove, we just want to remove a step, as I demonstrated, it's going to call a recipes remove function. It's going back to that recipe class move function where it goes through all the steps. And then just over here, we have our driver, our remove, our title, calling all the functions, and that's it. So thank you very much for watching. We're going to stop the share. Thank you very much for watching. I'm glad you listened. Sounds like I'll be doing well this time, hopefully. Thank you very much.